Hello, everybody, and greetings to all of you who are watching this webinar today. My topic for today is vocational tertiary education and employment. So to begin with, I will be speaking to you about a transition program, wherein vocational education comes under that. So I will just start my presentation. The transition program is designed to teach independent living skills, including pre-vocational skills to students receiving special education services ages 14 and above. Program activities take place in a variety of community settings. So a transition program is basically a program that is designed to teach independent living skills, activities of daily living, and pre-vocational skills are taught in a transition program. The main the goal behind a transition program is to help students transition from school to outside school to post school activities. The goal of a transition program is to help students become as independent as possible and to develop their career interests. Transition students learn the necessary life skills to attain independence in various environments, such as at home, at work, and within the community. So basically, students who are a part of a special education students who are a part of a transition program uh, are taught to gain are taught the functional skills which are needed for them to attain independence, um, and we teach the skills required for various environments such as at home, in the community, and at a workplace. As students make progress, students fine-tune abilities, determine job preferences, and and learn to work with growing independence. So the ultimate goal of a transition as a transition teacher, our goal is to help our students be as independent as possible. Based on assessments, evaluation, and pre-acquisition skills mastered, students will learn the necessary skills for independent living and pre-employment. Now, the program can be consolidated into the domains of post-secondary education, independent living, community participation, and employment. So I will speak to you about, I will give you a brief, I'll speak in brief about post-secondary education, independent living, community participation, and we will go there in depth with on speaking about employment. So, post-secondary education. The goal of a post-secondary education is students will acquire the skills to successfully transition to a 2-year or 4-year college or university program. So so the goal of this program is students are taught the skills required for them to go into a college degree or to go into a polytechnic, to go in for a polytechnic diploma and take up learning, to take up future learning if that is what they want to do, and if that is and based on their functioning level, and if they have the skills, they are definitely encouraged to go in for post-secondary education. Independent daily living skills. So this is the second domain. So our goal of independent daily living skills is students will acquire the necessary daily living skills to allow for independent functioning in a variety of environments such as home, vocational, and community. So independent living skills, or in other words known as life skills, basic survival skills, is what is very important to be taught to any special needs person, as this independent living is all what we all need to, which we all need to know and be able to do by ourselves. And we teach them to be less dependent on other people and more dependent on their selves. So the objectives, like of what I have mentioned below, are few of the things that we teach under independent daily living skills. For example, eating. We teach them the basic table manners, how they should eat with a fork, with a spoon, how they should take food into their plate. Dressing. Under dressing, we teach them to put on their clothes, how to wear their shoes, how to put on buttons, and also how to select what type of clothes they will wear as per the weather. Under hygiene, we teach them about how to comb their hair, cut their nails, take a shower. Girls are taught about the necessary hygiene they need when they have their periods. And also the functional academics. I'll give you an example. The functional academics which we teach when it comes to hygiene. For example, the student must know to identify what is needed for him or her to wash their hair, what is needed for him or her to wash their hands. Like identify, okay, I need shampoo to wash my hair, or I need washing hand wash to wash my hands. And this comes under the functional academics. Personal information. For personal information, we teach students about how to personal information about themselves, such as their name, their telephone number, name of their family members, and who needs to be contacted in case of an emergency, and everything relating to their personal information. Then moving on to food preparation. Food preparation, we teach students about, we start with simple meal preparation activities. We teach them how to make a sandwich, how to use a knife, how to make salad, pasta, and simple meal preparation like that. And definitely we teach them safety first, like the kitchen safety, what is hot, what is not hot, what you should touch, what you should not touch, when you have to put your gloves on, and things like that. Then the next one, household chores. Under household chores, we teach them laundry, cleaning, cleaning and sanitation, laundry, washing dishes, and everything that comes, and the basic things that are needed to be done around the household. The last one is money management. Under money management, we students are taught how to identify currency, how to combine currency, how to spend currency. Role play activities are conducted where a student is taught how they should spend, and if they give a certain amount, how much change they should receive, how to identify how much money needs to be spent for the cost of a certain product. Okay, so these are the few objectives which are taught under independent daily living skills. The last one, not the last one, the last one before the last one before we speak about employment, community participation. The main goal of community participation, students will acquire the necessary skills to access the community with independence. Objectives. A few of the objectives here is we have shopping skills, community and people, and helpful information. So under shopping skills, students are taught how to make a grocery list, how to go into a grocery store, how to pick up grocery. Like for example, I will give you an information. I will give you an example. So first, before a student goes to a grocery store, what is he supposed to do? He has to start by making a grocery list. Once he has made the grocery list, the second step, decide on the mode of transportation, whether he will take a bus, whether he will go by car, or whether he will go walking. Third step, when you enter a grocery store, what will you do? You will take your grocery trolley. After you take your grocery trolley, you will start by picking up things from the shopping aisle, and students are also taught how to identify shopping aisles in the supermarket, what comes where you have to search. So the program is very, very vast. I'm just going through it as I don't have much time to speak about community participation. Then also we teach them not only just grocery, but we also teach them about how to purchase clothing. Okay, what type of clothing is needed, what they should buy, when they should buy, when they should dispose of old clothing and buy new clothing, and things like that. Community and people. Under community and people, we teach them about how do you go to a restaurant, how do you access the shopping mall, how do you go to the park, places of worship, about going to a cinema. Then moving on to helpful information. For helpful information, we teach about pedestrian safety, safety after the dark, locating restrooms, using a mall directory, uh, how to read a newspaper, using a catalog. So I'm giving you some things we teach, but it's not necessary that all the students will learn this. It's always based on their learning ability. But we as professionals, we as teachers, we try to teach them as much as they can learn in order to gain independence. Now we're going to move on to employment, which is the topic for today. So we'll start by reading. When our students are at the end of their academic journeys, they begin professional training in a field of their choice. In this program, students are taught to actively engage in work skill related activities which enhance their social interaction skills and paves way for independent functioning in a working environment. By including visits to various organizations in the community, students are introduced to professional institutions and have an opportunity to use their professional skills, which prepares them for a life outside. Based on job interest, assessments, evaluations, and pre acquisition skills mastered, students will learn the necessary skills for successful employment. Okay, so employment, as I have already read out in the slide, it is a professional training which we introduce to our students in order for them to enable independence and learn the necessary skills to become independent in a working environment. So, before we start our vocational program, we start with a series of formal assessments. Students will complete a series of formal or informal vocational assessment activities. If we have known the student before and the student has been with us over a period of time, we have suggestions from their previous teachers or from their previous therapists, what are their interests. We take all of that into consideration, and then we suggest, okay, you can go in for, probably, you can take up this career as your vocation, or you can take up another this career as your vocation. So we take a lot of data into consideration. So students will complete a series of formal or informal vocational assessment activities such as parent interview, career interest inventory, learning style inventory, values maturity inventory, achievement test, and psychological tests. So these are normally done if a student has come new and we don't know much about that student. So we generally do tests like this. If a child has been, as I said earlier, if a child has already been with us for a long time, or we've been in the same, if the child has been in the same school, then we take feedback from other teachers, and we are in a better position to suggest much more easily. So these are some of the areas where students with special needs can take up employment. Um, Cleaning and sanitation, clerical duties, um, kitchen training, caregiving assistance, teacher assistant training, housekeeping, working in the community, and food preparation. So these are few of the things which we teach students. So based on this, they can get some employment in these areas. So a very important thing here is an employment or vocational skills program is always divided into two parts. We have functional academics and functional skills. Functional academics can be defined as academic areas a student should know in order to carry out a task. Functional skills are the skills which support a student's independence. When I go in detail and when I give you the examples, you will have a better understanding on this. For example, I'm going to speak to you on cleaning and sanitation. Now, this is a module I have picked in order for you to have a better understanding on the functional academics and the functional skills and how a vocational training is done in order for the child to learn all the skills and go out and take up employment in this field. For example, if we feel that okay, I have a student and I feel like he has the skills to take up a job in cleaning and sanitation, then we make the child master all the tasks needed for him to become independent and take up this career. Students will acquire the necessary daily living skills to allow independent functioning in a variety of environments, home, vocational, and community. Now, this module is divided into two parts. We have functional academics and functional skills. Functional academics can be defined as academic areas a student should know in order to carry out the task, as I put it in my previous slide. Student must know how to identify appropriate cleaning items. An example for functional academics is the student must know how to identify appropriate cleaning items. Then, functional skills are the skills which support a student's independence. Example, students will learn how to clean the table. So cleaning and sanitation, functional academics. Now I say based on every student's ability, they will learn the following. All of them may not be able to learn the same things, but based on, all of them will not be able to learn everything, but based on their ability, whatever they can learn, uh, we will help them to master that. Students will learn Students will learn to identify appropriate cleaning products and supplies, identify areas that need to be cleaned, identify if an area needs wet cleaning or dry cleaning, identify appropriate times to use certain tools like a vacuum, identify when to empty trash and replace bag, identify if an item goes into the sink or trash, identify when cleaning materials are over and when to replace them. Students will learn the safety measures which need to be taken before cleaning and after cleaning. So here I have stated the basic functional academics which is taught in order for them to learn the functional skill. You cannot learn a functional skill if you do not know the functional academics. So I have stated it, it's very clear, you can go through it. Now I'll speak about the functional skills. Based on every student's ability, they will learn the following. So the functional skill which a student needs to learn in cleaning and sanitation is like cleans toilet fixtures, cleans classroom, clean up activity, cleans the sink and vanity, cleans floor, wash dishes, cleans the table surface, cleans window, dust bookshelves, wipe door handles and light switches. So now you have seen if for example cleans toilet, if the student does not know what is the cleaning what cleaning supplies are needed, how will he clean the toilet? So you see it's split into the functional academics where we teach them identification of cleaning material, and then we move which is needed for them to know how to do the functional skill. So I hope you have understood why I have split it into functional academics and functional skills. So after completing the module and based on each student's learning ability, students will gain competencies in understanding job responsibilities, professional ethics, practice performing their responsibilities, understanding job safety, following directions, joint attention, taking initiative and being persistent, learn problem solving skills, and have a plan to solve problems. After completing this module, students will have the opportunity to work in offices, hotels, hospitals, or schools. These are some of the places where students can take up a career in cleaning and sanitation. So I hope you have understood the difference between the functional academic and the functional skills through this example.